Survivor Series is right around the corner, and we're going to take a look at something this pay-per-view does better than almost any other: returns and debuts. Hello, my friends. My name is Travis, and this is WickedBitter, the channel you want to subscribe to if you're a WWE fan. Some of the most shocking debuts and returns in WWE history has happened at Survivor Series. From legends being born to icons shocking the world, Survivor Series has quietly been the stage for major wrestling history. So today, we're running through the most unforgettable Survivor Series debuts and returns ever. And then I want to hear who you think might show up this year. Let's get it started. Number 1, The Undertaker. We've got to start with a debut that literally changed the business forever. November 22nd, 1990. The $1 Million Team walks out, and suddenly a giant, pale, terrifying figure in a trench coat and a hat steps through the curtain: The Undertaker. The camera cuts to children in the front row looking like they just met the Grim Reaper. And who could forget Bobby Heenan yelling, "Look at the size of that ham hock!" And right there, WWE introduced a character who would dominate for over 30 years, main event WrestleManias, build streaks, and become one of the most legendary figures in wrestling history. Not to mention, my favorite WWE superstar of all time. This wasn't just a debut. It was the start of mythology. Number 2, The Rock debuts. If Undertaker's debut was intimidating, The Rock's debut was the exact opposite. Survivor Series 1996 gives us a smiling babyface named Rocky Maivia. Blue tassels, pineapple hair, an overly happy grin. He walked out looking like a Power Ranger with streamers coming off of his gear. At first, fans didn't know what to think, and eventually, they didn't really care for the happy-go-lucky guy. Rocky Maivia would go on to evolve into The Rock, one of the biggest stars in wrestling in Hollywood history, not to mention the final boss. And it all began at Survivor Series. Next up, our Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Survivor Series 1999 didn't just give us a wrestler, it gave us a character masterpiece. Angle walks out talking about the 3 I's that we can all remember: intensity, integrity, and intelligence, lecturing the crowd like a teacher, and nobody knew whether to cheer him, salute him, or boo the guy. Within months, he becomes a wrestling machine, a comedy genius, and a top superstar all in one. His debut introduced a style and personality WWE had never seen before, and to this day, he's one of my personal all-time favorites, landing him in my top 5, but that's a different story for a different day. Sierra, Hotel, Indigo, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. Survivor Series 2012 didn't just give us one debut, it gave us 3. During the main event, while CM Punk was defending his title against good old Ryback, 3 unknown guys in black tactical gear jumped the barricade. It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, the Shield. You remember them? They beat down Ryback and hit a massive triple powerbomb through the table. The message was clear: a new era had arrived. And today, all 3 are megastars, multiple-time champions, main event headliners, iconic in their own ways. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on top of WWE, and Dean Ambrose, who is now Jon Moxley, being one of AEW's top stars. It's Sting! For decades, Sting was one of WCW's legends who never came to WWE. He was the franchise player, the lone holdout. Then Survivor Series 2014 happens. The Authority's about to win. Triple H thinks his master plan has come together after throwing his weight around in a power trip. And then the lights go out. The crow cries. Sting makes his way down a WWE entrance ramp, and no one ever thought we would ever see this. The crowd loses it. Triple H sells it like he's seen his worst nightmare. The stare down between Triple H and Sting was iconic. Sting then attacks Triple H. Dolph Ziggler gets the win, and the Authority were out of power in WWE. That moment alone was history. Sting in WWE, finally. Survivor Series 2023 brought us a comeback more than a year in the making. Randy Orton, after a devastating back injury in 2022, There were rumors he might not even wrestle again. No one knew if the Viper would ever return, but when that countdown hit and Randy Orton appeared, and by the way, absolutely jacked, the entire arena exploded. RKO chants filled the building before he even touched anyone, and once he slammed the War Games cage door shut, it felt like no time had passed. One of the smoothest wrestlers of all time, back like he has never left. But the night wasn't done. This was only the second biggest return on that same night. The main event ends. Cody's team celebrates. The broadcast logo pops up. The "This show is over" logo. Good night, everybody, right? Wrong. Suddenly, Cult of Personality plays. Chicago explodes. People scream, cry, lose their voices instantly. After nearly 10 years away, fights, controversies, AEW drama, CM Punk is back in WWE. This wasn't just a return. This was a full circle wrestling moment in history. Punk's return will go down as one of the loudest, most shocking comebacks of all time. Survivor Series didn't just give us moments. It shook the entire industry in one night. For me personally, I couldn't believe it, and sometimes still can't. I'll admit it. I sometimes go back and watch that return on YouTube over and over from people's POVs in the crowd, too. I'm crazy like that. So, from The Undertaker to The Rock to Kurt Angle to The Shield, Sting to Orton and CM Punk, Survivor Series has defined careers and changed wrestling forever. And now I want to hear from you. Who do you think could debut or return at Survivor Series this year? Chris Jericho, maybe? How about Liv Morgan? Are we going to see the gobbledygooker? Maybe someone from NXT like Tony D'Angelo or Trick Williams. How about a completely shocking legend that no one sees coming? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, my friends, stay bitter.